My name is Harry, and I'm from London.
Meghan Markle here.
Today is April 12th, 2026. It is 3:26 p.m. So I'm just continuing recording because these are some stuff I created these are some tweets while I was out on vacation. This is video number 2. I'm sort of offbeat right now. So this one was posted on the 10th. All right, so let's see here. That's from Variety. Prince Harry has been sued for defamation by Sentebale, the African charity he co-founded. The lawsuit also named former trustee Mark Dyer, accusing both men of orchestrating an adverse media campaign that, quote, had significant viral impact and triggered an onslaught of cyberbullying directed at the charity and its leadership. On March 2025, both co-founders stepped down from their roles along with a group of trustees, saying their relationship with the board's chair had broken down beyond repair, creating an untenable situation. I really want this to go to court, to tell you the truth, because Harry is not on social media. Harry does not control the Sussex Squad. The moment the Sussex Squad knew what was happening and how they tried to dismantle the charity and things like that, if Harry told his truth and we understood what he was saying, and he stepped down, both founders, okay, both princes stepped down, why would we support that particular charity? And not only that, if I'm not mistaken, in past videos where the charity's goal or what it used to stand for, to help children with AIDS or something like that, it's not the same goal. I forgot the wording of what that Chandauka had said, but as far as I'm concerned, the goal for Sentebale is not the same as what Harry and what's the other prince name, Prince Sioso, had set for Sentebale. So the squad was like, okay, you wanted it there, but you're not taking my money, okay, our money. So this woman is trying to say that because the Sussex Squad decided not to support Sentebale, so she's suing Harry for that. Harry does not control the Sussex Squad. Many times, I think there's one comment I have, it may not be on this one, where I said Harry and Meghan don't control the Sussex Squad. All right, so let's read some of the comments. I'll leave the link. I'm not going to read all of it. All right. How long is it? It's a decent, it's not that long. Okay, so let me read it and see what it is all about. I was not going to read it, but the link will be in the description. Prince Harry sued for defamation by African charity he co-founded. When was this? Where's the date? Okay. Prince Harry has been sued by Sentebale, the African charity he co-founded, for defamation, according to AP News. Court filings also showed former trustee Mark Dyer as a defendant. A lengthy statement was published on Sentebale's website on Friday that identifies the two men as the architects of an adverse media campaign that has had significant viral impact and triggered an onslaught of cyberbullying directed at the charity and its leadership. All right, it continues. Sentebale has commenced legal proceedings in the High Court. Let me pause this. And High Court of England and Wales, reads the statement issued by the Board of Trustee and Executive Director. The charity seeks the court's intervention, protection, and restitution following a coordinated adverse media campaign conducted since 25 March 2025 that had caused operational disruption and reputational harm to the charity, its leadership, and its strategic partners. If I'm not mistaken, wasn't it was Chandauka and there was another guy, I don't know his name, who was sitting next to her where she was going on national television in the UK talking whatever she was talking about Sentebale. Oh my God. The statement concluded, quote, "The board and executive director trust that those who believe in Sentebale's mission will understand why this legal action, while difficult, was necessary and important and will continue to stand with us as we focus on work ahead." That charity, Sentebale, has been going on for almost 20 years. 20 years, no problem. Harry did his thing to support and raise money. And then all of a sudden, that woman came in and they scooped that, what did they call it? Hostile takeover. And then took over the charity as if she's the one who created it, changed the objective. What the hell is this? Change the objective of the charity. And when Harry decided to step down, well, I just hope it goes to court and Harry could say whatever he has to say to back up his claim, all right, to defend himself. As Sentebale co-founder and a founding trustee, they categorically reject these offensive and damaging claims, said a representative from Sunshine Sachs, Morgan and Lilies. Speaking on behalf of Prince Harry and Mark Dyer, "It is extraordinary that charitable funds are now being used to pursue legal action against the very people who built and supported the organization for nearly 2 decades." Yeah, like I said, almost 20 years. "Rather than being directed to the communities the charity was created to serve." Founded by Harry and Prince Yoso of Lesotho in 2006, the charity focuses on creating solutions to issues relating to young people's health, wealth and equality, and climate resilience in Lesotho and Botswana. Prince Harry had co-founded the organization in honor of his mother, Princess Diana. In March 2025, both co-founders stepped down from their duties, as did a group of trustees, citing that the relationship between them and the chair of the board broke down beyond repair, creating an untenable situation, the two said in a joint statement at the time. That's all I remember from Harry. I can't wait to see what's going on. All right, the link of the article will be in the description. This is something, the font of that article, I'm able to see it really quick, very well in comparison to Twitter's font. All right, let me read some of the comments here. "The only media campaign I remember was Chandauka going on TV with William's man, Ian Williamson, alongside her to make wild claim and even drag Meghan into it." Yeah, I remember that. Okay, so there's this. All right. But y'all say everyone hates him. They have no supporters. So who's online making this onslaught of cyberbullying going viral? There's the thinking face here. Let's pause. Not surprised. Oh, come on. Not surprised that Variety is posting this one-sided account. That's an ad. There's this. Hey, Sussex, don't pause. Hey, Sussex, don't engage or give any kind of interaction and impression to Variety. Let's shadow ban this publication. Let's go shadow ban. So there's all of that. But why are they doing this now when Harry and Meghan are gonna go to Australia? Maybe it's a distraction. Did they really file it? So there's that. The High Court move against Prince Harry's by Sentebale begins to look very different when you check the board. Ian Williamson spent 10 years as chair of Tusk Trust, working closely with Prince William. Now Williamson is a key figure on the Sentebale board, and the charity is suing its own co-founder. In his book Spare, Harry revealed that William claimed ownership of the continent by telling him that Africa was his thing. Harry even wrote about his brother's power to veto his work. Now, an ally from William's inner circle is at the heart of the charity Harry started, and Harry is facing a legal strike. Is this the veto power he warned us about being used to push him out? Something does not add up here, but the pattern is difficult to ignore. So there's that here. Willie Leak is all over this. Well, this is why I can't wait for this to go to court.
Stay away from relatives who hurt your mother. They don't like you either.
Stay away from relatives who hate your mother. They don't like you either. So that's what the guy said with the accent. Okay, the truth should hit us all like a slap in the face. All a step up, I suspect, founded by KP and Bully Boy. They are going to waste that money as their losses will be catastrophic. They have enough to waste. What is it? AI? Is it Al or AI? They want to do it so shift attention away from the Australia trip. Yeah, that's what I think. A desperate institution and life support struggling, and we can see it. Is destroying itself from within, not Harry or Meghan's fault. It's their own damn fault. Okay, it is twat. Alright, let's go to the next tweet. Alright, it's talking about Sentebale as well. No, those fonts from this app is ridiculous. Alright, they had it for weeks, so why push it now, right before the trip? The lawsuit is real, the timing is the story. Full breakdown here. Okay, I'm not gonna read that. Alright, file March 24th, 2026. So why now? Okay, so they did that. Mr. Africa is mine. That's a very good question. There's that. Let me pause this. Prince Harry clear of bullying accusation at charity he co-founded. Yeah, I forgot about this. The British regulator found no evidence to support the claims made by the charity's chair, but it criticized all sides for letting the fight play out publicly. But it was only that woman who was going on national television, from my understanding. Okay, good as. Okay, let's see. There's two comments under this. Okay, the commission has not investigated any individual allegation and therefore has not made any finding in relation to individuals, only widespread bullying in the charity. The issue not investigated by the commission can and may be dealt with through avenues more appropriate. You know, I just want this to go to court. All right, so let's leave that alone. You could pause and read this. Let's go to the next tweet. Because it's unnecessary. For almost 2 decades, the charity was running fine and this happened. I don't know, these people. Okay, so there's JTB. Maybe he might clear some stuff that I'm not aware of. Sophie Chandauka is the reason Sentebale's reputation took a hit. The evidence is right there. Refused to step down, trustees walked, leadership collapsed. Now it's another lawsuit instead of accountability. This will only damage Sentebale's reputation even further. All right, 2 minutes and 12 seconds. Let's listen.
Let's be crystal clear. Sophie Chandauka is a fraudster, a swindler, a con artist, and is the cancer that hit Sentebale. Period. Everything we're seeing right now traces back to her decisions. Let's get the context straight. She accused Prince Harry of bullying, harassment, misconduct. Those are heavy accusations. And where's the proof? No specifics, no clear incidents, no evidence anyone can point to. Just statements and a lawsuit. Now, here's what actually happened inside the organization. The board asked Sophie to step down. She refused. Trustees started leaving. Leadership broke down. Then Prince Harry and Prince Ciso, the two co-founders, stepped down with the trustees. Those are the facts. So let's stop this lie that the reputational damage to Sentebale came from anywhere else other than Sophie Chandauka. Because it didn't. Prince Harry and Prince Ciso stepped away. It was Sophie's accusations and lies that damaged the reputation of Sentebale. It was the lawsuit that damaged the reputation of Sentebale. It came from her refusal to step aside and her decision to take this public. That's on her. And instead of taking responsibility, she's dragging it out in court again. More headlines, more disruptions, more damage to the organization she claims to be protecting. This is what we call self-interest. When your entire case is built on accusations, without detail, it doesn't hold up well under scrutiny. Courts don't run on press statements. They run on evidence. Think about it. It's time to use some critical thinking. Why would Prince Harry want to damage the reputation of a charity he co-founded in Africa to honor his late mother, Princess Diana. He wouldn't. History has shown Prince Harry has always defended his mother and her reputation, unlike the other brother, who many say is entirely behind this charity takeover. He is the mastermind. Allegedly. So if this is what Sophie is bringing to the courtroom, she needs to get ready, because this is shaping up to be another loss. And that's the read. This is the notorious JTB, notoriously opinionated, signing out.
If I'm not mistaken, if my memory served me well, there were some money from the charity that was going through some, I think, family members, to raise awareness about Sentebale. Okay, they were giving thousands of dollars to, I don't know if it's an organization or a company, to help publicize Sentebale. Okay, spending thousands to help raise more money. We didn't hear anything about that. I don't know what that company did for the money that it received. There's so many things. So there's all of that. You could pause and read. She is personally broke, and Sentebale is not attracting donors. What was it? Is it ISP something? There's a company that used to support Sentebale and also Invictus. If I'm not mistaken, that charity, I think it's ISP something, stop supporting Sentebale, however, continue supporting Invictus. Alright, so the problem is not Harry. They have a problem with whoever is running the Sentebale right now. So they're like, if the goal that we thought Sentebale was for is not what it is, I'm not gonna support it. But yet they continue supporting Invictus, and Invictus is still running, I guess, whatever capacity that Harry's involvement with Invictus. But Harry stepped down from Sentebale, they're not supporting it anymore. So that should tell you something. All right, let's see. She's looking for money. Money ran out. 9 respected figures stepped down, tell you everything. All right, let me read this and then move on. Altogether, 7 individuals resigned from Sentebale amid the leadership fallout, not including the 2 co-founders. This means 9 respected figures, including British and African trustees, chose to walk away due to the dispute with board chair Dr. Sophie Chandauka. Among them was Mark Dyer, a longtime friend of Prince Harry, and Audrey Kusidinsi, sorry if I pronounce her name wrong, herself a black African woman. When a diverse and experienced board resigned in full, it reflects serious internal breakdown and raises difficult questions about Chandauka's leadership. They don't care. They just want to destroy it. If she's taking direction from outsiders to help destroy the charity, I don't know, with her level of education, she should have known better. They're just throwing her under the bus. Alright, so that's that. A lot of squad are talking, so let's move on. Next tweet. It's ridiculous. But to tell you the truth, I really wanted to go to court, so more things could be revealed. Alright, breaking. Sentebale is suing Prince Harry and Mark Dyer for defamation. Alright, OMG, read GB News statement they received from Sentebale, Sophie. They are claiming Harry and Mark kicked off a cyberbullying campaign. What? LOL. Harry is not even on social media. Alright, let's see here. There's 6 comments underneath it. Alright, she went on Sky News and brought it out of house, accusing Prince Harry of all sorts. She has humiliated herself and making this about herself. Bullseye. Out of interest, how much has she raised for Sentebale? So there's all of that. Because people didn't want to donate to the charity after they made the announcement. She's trying to sue on behalf of the charity, but I'm not sure how you defame an entity, especially when her mismanagement seems indisputable. Don't worry, she won't win. I just want evidence, especially the money that they spent, and that went for some crazy stuff. And I think there were some links to her. I don't want to say stuff, but I don't remember the full thing, but there was some link to her where the money was going. I don't know if she think the internet will forget. Yes, we've wanted Harry to sue her for her slanderous statement for some time. Sentebale, Sophie, claims in a statement to GB News that all fundings has remained, but also claimed that there's continued reputational harm. No one has been talking about Sentebale, literally no one. And no one had been talking about Sophie. Why on earth will she do this to herself? LOL. It started here. The petty jealous want to stand next to Prince Harry. Prince Harry will always choose his wife to stand next to him. Damn Kaiser, you really predict something big will happen to try to destroy their Australia trip. There's a clear pattern. Alright, so there's all of that. You see what's there. I'm moving on. Next tweet. These are different discussion on the Sentebale. Oh my god, I have a lot more. Alright, next one. Alright, so there's that. Let's pause. Exactly. This move screamed of desperation. It wasn't Prince Harry going on Sky News that was all her. You can't gloss over the absence of the two founders. It's no shock no major organization or serious founder will go near Sentebale anymore. You actually thought you could raise money without Prince Harry. There's that here. So one of the claims supposedly is that Prince Harry approached donors who used to donate to Sentebale and asked them to donate to Archwell and Travelers instead. Travelers. To donate to Travelers. Travelers is some sort of a correlation where different companies who has some stake into the travel and what do you call this? Hospitality kind of thing. I don't know. Harry, please, Harry is not in that business at all. I think Harry have proved himself to be a respected individual. Whatever he's into, he creates something, and any business who probably doing something to whatever capacity that Harry is doing, they want to associate with Harry because they respect Harry's work. I don't think Harry will be calling people don't donate to that. Nah, he's not in the business for that. He doesn't even have time. All right, and Travelers instead. Now, I'm no lawyer, but I don't see how that is defamation. All right, one, Sophie absolutely slandered Harry on Sky News, and I wish he would have sued right then and there. Yeah. Two, this is a Hail Mary. It's clear that it's clear the charity along with Sophie's reputation is going under, and perhaps she's been misleading people into believing that the finances were fine, but clearly they weren't if she's resorted to suing. 3, UK libel laws allow you 1 year to file, so her filing last month's track with the 1 year timeline. She probably think Harry will settle. Could it be? Very interesting. I didn't think of this part. Okay, I'm not worried about the lawsuit. Desperate Sophie, not doctor, will try everything. Then she truly is delusional. Harry settle? Nah. I don't think Harry will. Alright, so there's all of that. Let's move on. Next tweet. Because I have a lot more on the list regarding that Sentebale thing. I might have part 1 and part 2. Alright, Brave. See this for what it is. Desperation. The suit has no merit. Yes, it was filed to try to hurt our feelings, but this is an opportunity for the Ginger Prince to expose those in the shadows assisting her, and for his attorney to make them all pay. Yeah, I think so too. It's only 3 seconds giving a reaction. Like, he's not gonna sue. Settle, I mean. This is the perfect opportunity for him to take the gloves off because, let's be honest, he is still protecting them. Yeah, exactly. There's that. I mean, they have the leftovers. They have tried everything. The typical blueprint have worked in the past, but for some reason this time around it's not working. So anything, they will manufacture thing to create an outcry. So to stop, the Sussexes. All right, Desperados, Moss Chandauka. Discovery will expose her ass with the quickness. Yep. Sit back, guys. Sniper. The one trick pony fuss is so predictable. Let me see this one and then I'll move on. Cannot wait. Let's go. Yeah, I think all of the squad wants this to go to trial. I myself wanted to go to trial. There's one of the tweet I responded to, and I was like, yeah, it needs to go. Oh, there it is. This one here. All right, so it's responding to that. Oh no, you skip a few steps, boo. I think that was the very first one that I saw when they started talking about the lawsuit. Oh no, you skip a few steps, boo. Here, let me help you. 2.1 goes on British television to accuse the one prince of bullying, misogyny, and other libelous claim. 2.2 Charity Commission investigate and find no evidence of said allegation. 2.3 runs charity into the ground and hires close friends and associates as consultant who were paid questionable amount. This is the part that I was trying to make reference to, and there's some link with that lead to her family or some stuff. Okay, then proceed to step 3. All right, so there's me here. They forgot about those parts. I actually would like for it to go to trial. All right, so there's one comment. I think it's me again who, okay, people are saying me too. So she was responding to this. All right, board members with direct ties back to the palace initiate the hostile takeover. Both founding princes leave. Charity now cannot raise money, sues Harry for defamation. They think the squad were blind, were stupid. They're just gonna keep on sending money. Nah, it's not gonna happen. Next tweet. So this is the squad throwing a shade here. So the woman who did media rounds telling the whole world that Sentebale was a failing charity with a toxic culture is now crying that the charity has such a negative reputation no one wants to work with it. Just play her interview clips and quote. Yeah, that's it. Right, let me pause for something. I was trying to look for that video, that Sky News video. I can't find it. I don't want to waste too much time. So let's read whatever's here and then move on. Exactly. Her own words will not only lose her this frivolous case, but will seal her fate as a liar. Okay, I'm a tad confused. Harry and Prince Yoso made a statement stepping down from the charity. I do not recall either of them saying anything afterward. Did they? I'm sure. Same thing with me. I haven't come across anything after that statement. Did they? I'm sure I was not alone and wondering what had happened to the polo, as nothing was said about that. Let's see, that's to comment. Okay, literally not a single thing. Meanwhile, Sophie was making the rounds, targeting one prince, but not the other. Yeah, the squad were making reference to that. Sophie Chandauka went on TV, giving interviews with a royal henchman beside her. She actually said live on air that she got on well with Prince Harry. Once it was out there, people commented on her thieving action and stopped donating. It was Prince Harry and Prince Yoso's charity to honor their mothers. That was the pull. All right, without a shadow of a doubt, Prince William, who's funding her and putting her up to her bitterly desperate shenanigans. Yeah, and I even look at what was it, at one point she used to work for Sentebale. Okay, she stepped down and went to work for the royal family, and then later on they give her one of those alphabet medals, and then she went back to Sentebale. That's when things started to change. Whenever they start giving them those medals, it's like an honor to be evil. I don't know. Let's go to the next tweet. The value of these honors is no longer there anymore. All right, next tweet. All right, Sentebale claim they're using external funding to sue Prince Harry and Mark Dyer. All right, there's that, the external funding. Oh my God, they probably thought that they're gonna get whatever excuse. They're just throwing them under the bus. That's Chandauka. What is means external? She should be transparent in this case. Yeah, Sentebale is a failed organization went into the ground by Sophie the fraud and puppeteer, now by Kensington Royal. Minions destroy like everything Jason Kunoff but budding really touches. Who's the external donor? That's the question everyone should be asking. If it's not a disgruntled DM editor, then my suspicions point toward Kensington Palace. And I think it should be made in court. Who's funding them? If the thing doesn't have any money, any funds. Where are you getting the money to call the two princes? Well, Harry and was it Mark? What was the person? Mark Dyer or something like that. Remind me of Trump. A pointless self-absorbed war while innocent hurt children or the collateral damage despicable. Who will donate their money to do this? And why not directly donate that money toward the charity? Prince William. William is emotionally unstable and should never become king. All right, let's see what happened in court. Let's just say allegedly. I mean, if this is revealed in court, he's done. It's like he's digging a pit for himself. This one, I had to put it. This is the squad talking about it. Sophie Chandauka is being pushed by incandescent who's blind with rage and bitterness. She forgot that the denouncement will be solely hers. Yeah, they're just throwing her under the bus. It's her name in that lawsuit. It's whatever reputation she has left in that lawsuit. Incandescent will be protected. Sophie is a fair game. Yeah, that's it. They told her, let's watch this GIF. Boom. They just told her. Right. Her professional reputation is dirt. She's trying to get a final payday. That woman is poison. No one will hire her after that. And when he's done, he'll throw her under the bus. There's the heart here. Yeah, that's it. She's done. I don't know. There's something. I don't know if they have some sort of a power to trick their brain. This one is kind of funny. Ma'am, the math is not mathing and funds are virtually gone. We don't press charges or investigate further. Just please leave. Me? Say less. There's that. So that music I'm gonna be copyright. She went back. That's me, girl. That quick spend of money after the no investigation. I want that lawsuit to proceed. There's that. This GIF is President Obama with, what's his name, Romney. They were doing a debate, and President Obama was telling his side of whatever the argument was, which was the truth, and Mitt Romney thought his side of the argument was the truth as well. So President Obama was saying, just keep going, okay? Please proceed. And Romney kept going until they said, roll the tape, and then boom, President Obama was right.
I certainly do. I think it's interesting. The president just said something which is that on the day after the attack, he went in the Rose Garden and said that this was an act of terror. That's what I said. You said in the Rose Garden, the day after the attack, it was an act of terror. It was not a spontaneous demonstration. Is that what you're saying?
Please proceed, Governor.
I want to make sure we get that for the record, because it took the president 14 days before he called the attack in Benghazi an act of terror.
Get the transcript.
He did, in fact, sir. So let me call it an act of terror.
Can you say that a little louder, Candy?
He did call it an act of terror. It did as well take 2 weeks or so for the whole idea of there being a riot out there about this tape.
I would have been out. That's why you can't take it too easy on some people. They can't appreciate or recognize that they're being given a break, and so we'll just keep up the BS because they think shit is sweet. Just think about that. It's nasty. Now she's going to embarrass herself and the charity further. Yeah. Next one. Oh my God, I have several more. Oh my, those videos. The squad is so good calling out BS, not letting them get away with flies and bullying. They think they can coerce our faith to silence us. They're so small-minded, they never understood the fight was always bigger than our faith. Yeah, Harry said that. This is much bigger than just Harry and Meghan.
The decision that I have made for my wife and I to step back is not one I made lightly. It was so many months of talks after so many years of challenges. And I know I haven't always gotten it right, but as far as this goes, there really was no other option. When I lost my mum 23 years ago, you took me under your wing. You looked out for me for so long, but the media is a powerful force. And my hope is one day our collective support for each other can be more powerful, because this is so much bigger than just us.
That's why the Sussex squad is a global legion. All right, let's see this. I I show screenshot of this when I was on vacation. Oh yes, well said and love the dancing. LOL, very apt. Yes, Queen. Of course, we are Sussex supporters, but at least for me, it's gone far beyond them. These derangers are not only bullying them, but actually putting their lives in danger. Harry and Meghan represent so many others in the world who are bullied simply for just existing. There's that. Totally. So well said. And from day one, we held up Meghan in the darkest moment. That is why Harry mentioned us in documentary and why Omid put us in his book, a way of saying thank you to us, the worldwide squad. The gals attack us because they hate the support Meghan has. Yeah, that's an ad. All right, let's move on. Next tweet. I think there's more after the ad, but let's move on. Many of the Sussex squad went on X just because of Harry and Meghan. I'm talking for myself as well, because I had my main account since 2009, never touch it. And then I would say 2019, 2020, when I started hearing nonsense about Harry and Meghan in particular, not Harry, Meghan in particular. And I was like, what's going on? And this is what happened. Okay, see you in court. That's the tweet. You're enjoying yourself. There's that. I have another tweet that's making reference to this. Okay, so not now. There they are here. Let me pause. All right, next tweet. Okay, so there's that. We're still talking about Sentebale. Sophie yelling at Sentebale staff about the big bad social media memes about her. There's that.
About me. Have you seen the memes about me? Have you seen?
Sent to do a job, which he did and continued to do, but not complaining. The palatial tentacles are all over it, and I am so sad for Harry that this beautiful heart was so easily manipulated by a charlatan. I pray he wipes the floor with her. And she bought it on herself. Whatever she is being paid will run out one day. They funded Samantha Markle, but that went nowhere. Now they moved on to Sophie. Unfortunately, it won't be the last in this kind of lawsuit. The media just need a willing participant, and there's always one. Yeah, that is true. She wants to say the name. Whoever's behind it. Next tweet. I can't wait for that. And the media in the UK, they just want, keep in mind, okay, this just came to mind. I've always felt like when the media pay William, this is my humble opinion, pay William to not sue the paper, okay? And we did not know about it until Harry went to court and said William had received money from the papers since whenever. All right? They kept it under the rug until Harry went to court and said that. Now, what I think that money was for William to prevent Harry from suing the paper, okay, regarding the phone hacking and all of that. But they can't stop Harry. Harry ended up suing 3 papers. One is still going on. I think Daily Fail is going on this year. I haven't heard much about it online. Okay? So they did their job to keep a tight lid of what's going on in court right now. I haven't heard much about it. Within, I would say 2 weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago, whatever I came across, I did share it. But anyway, the point is, they probably settle with William and then probably give William a little bit extra. That little bit extra was for William to take control of Harry, for Harry not to sue the papers. But that did not work. Harry went on and sued all 3 papers. So now, William, in my humble opinion, owe the papers for that extra money, okay? Because William can't control Harry. So William is trying anything, okay, to give the papers to write any nonsense about Harry. So all of this is to generate friction, to generate content for the papers to write about. That's what I think. Okay, that probably have some connection to it, in my humble opinion. All right, so like they said, there's always one participant who's willing to do the dirty work for them, and that probably a way for the papers to get the money back from William. Let's say William wanted to pay that extra money back. The paper said, nope, you already took it. We want content now. So this is damage control for William, and my humble opinion. All right, this is the next tweet. Pre-action protocol before court for defamation for England and Wales. 1. The claimant sent a letter of claim to the defendant, Prince Harry, and his friend, laying out their issues. 2. Defendants, so I'm assuming this is someone who knows the law in the UK. All right, so what Chandauka needs to do to prove her case or leading to the court, whatever, leading to the court. All right, 2. Defendant, Prince Harry, and his friends respond to the letter with defense position, possibly apology or settlement offer. This is all to avoid court altogether. 3. If no resolution is found, then the claimant files their claim in High Court. Looks like they wanted to shake some money, pound, out of Prince Harry, thinking he will want to avoid the court. Not this soldier, ma'am. All right, let's go. So I don't know. This came out last week while I was on vacation. I haven't come across anything where Harry responded to the lawsuit. I don't know. Okay, so let's see here. I don't think it was about money. I think it has to do with public humiliation and reputational destruction. Could be, but how is that reputational destruction for Harry? When Harry, yes, the how do you call it? Sentebale is being dragged, but people with common sense will know. All right, about money certainly, but I'm certain that about money certainly, but I'm certain that certain other entities and royal circles and the British media have shored up and emboldened them to take this action. They'll probably even supply a list of preferable lawyers and will fund them. Oh, definitely, they've got a big backer behind them. The one which we shouldn't mention, as it's a court action and lives in a big house, feels they have a lot of personally gained by making their dull star shine brighter. The rapidly sinking and failing media outlet wants revenge through their online money-making attraction. Yeah, that's what I think as well. But it's because of what I just said about the settlement with William to prevent Harry from suing, and I think this is what William can offer them as a payback, in my humble opinion. Yep, Sophie is pissed that she destroyed her own reputations. Does she even care? I don't know. Sentebale's reputation and Sentebale's cash reserves. Now she's bitter, can't take accountability, and is lashing out at Harry because she's mad that he was right about fundraising, not wasting funds on unnecessary consultant, etc. The people funding it are for that reason. She herself is thinking she can shake him down. The end result is going to be them spitting her out and launching such fierce attack on her for her failure. I agree. I don't know. Some people, they love problems. They get up and they want problem. Next tweet. Right? You actually thought you could raise money without Prince Harry. Right? Raise, she fixed herself. The question becomes, who is funding this lawsuit? Exactly. Let's pause this so I don't get flagged. Exactly. And in due time, we shall see. This is gonna be good. I'm telling you, this is why I wanted to go to court. I think many of the squad feel the same way. She soon found out that she couldn't. She was delusional, thinking Sentebale wasn't Prince Harry. She thought the Rangers support means more donation. I hope that witch is ready to explain where all the money went. Sophie Chandauka never thought that too, huh? Yep. When I first saw the report, my very first thought was the charity is broke. Now she got to explain what happened. Alright, let's see here. And she's got to prove what Harry said in public, which he said nothing. That was defamation. This is an easy win for Harry. What are they up to now? If Prince Harry was still there, we will know, because whatever he does or says makes global news. Not sure why the lady thought she could do this on her own when the founder is one of the most powerful and famous men in the entire world. His name is still in her bio though. Weird. Right? What I have missed? Okay, nothing you didn't expect. The Lulu mindset didn't turn out to be real life, so now the lady is suing. The way way she the way she worded. Okay, thanks. Did she manage to mention how much money she has raised for Sentebale charity, or making it about herself? All right, a charity fundraising unlimited money for a lawsuit, but not the charity itself is odd. All right, next tweet. I think this is my last one, and then I'll create another video that's gonna talk about Australia, and that'll be my last video. All right. Dear Sussex Squad, you people refuse to do fundraiser for my charity, you will pay. I'll sue you all. So she's throwing shade about the Sussex Squad. Chandauka, who's suing Harry because the squad did not support Sentebale once Harry and Prince also stepped down. Alright, so there's my comment here. That's when I saw it 2 days ago while I was away. We've been telling them Harry and Meghan don't control the Sussex Squad, and these lunatics think the Sussex Squad can't read between the lines of their evilness. The Sussex Squad can read between the lines of their evilness and what they were and continue to do to the Sussexes. The two founders stepped down. How are we supposed to support a charity that's not running by the two princes and goal change? Because they changed the what Sentebale stand for. Okay, like I've said, goal change. Why will the Sussex Squad support something that a group of vultures took and changed its objective? Alright, so I saw this and I put it. Okay, I'll give Prince Harry's camp this. They are getting good at clapbacks, and let's remember, there is a huge crisis in HIV/AIDS aid funding since US aid shut down. So how is that money being used to gamble on libel lawsuit? Alright, this is a screenshot from Chris Ship. So Prince Harry's former charity Sentebale says cost of their liable action against him is being met entirely by external funding, Harry's settlement. It is extraordinary that charitable funds are now being used to pursue legal action. The view and Harry's team is that the same external funding will have instead supported HIV/AIDS orphans in Southern Africa, which Sentebale was founded to serve. All right, that was the goal. And then now is, I don't know what the goal is now. Because I think at one point, did they come out that AIDS is not a huge problem anymore or something like that? I forgot how they put it. All right, so let's see here. I think I'm done. Oh, shoot, I messed up. Let me pause. All right, so that was my last tweet. I just saw this. I'm going to put it, and this will be it. All right, I read this, and I shared that already. All right, so this is my last one. I saw this. I thought I added. This is what is it? How do they call astronauts who came from outer space? Let's listen to this. There will be screenshot in between. 27 seconds.
That's really great. Okay. This is very nice to meet you. Thanks for taking a picture with me.
Say thank you, Valentina. Can you say thank you?
Thank you.
She's not letting go.
Okay, I'm sorry. Miss Rachel.
She's going out.
She's coming with us. All right. We found our backup crew member here. That's really great.
Okay, he knows an angel incarnated when he sees one. That's the whole crew is just special. I hope they do media tours and even college tours after they fully be debrief and take a moment to gather the weight of everything. Yeah, I saw some pictures of him with his family. All right, so that is it. Please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share. If you want to support this channel, there's a PayPal link and a Cash App link in the description. You could donate. Those who have donated, thank you. The next video that I'm gonna do is gonna talk about Australia. Okay, things that I gathered while I was on vacation. All right, so that is it. Thank you for watching.
Chandauka. It is a great privilege to be with all of you today.
You know, we ask for forgiveness and please come back.
As you saw me find the love and happiness that I'd hoped for all my life. You are all in this together. And if I may speak personally, we are all in this together. Because asking for help was one of the best decisions that I ever made. You will be continually amazed how life changes for the better.